Yeah, welcome back to the firehouse. As you can see today, we are once again firing from the inner jungles of Deeper Congo, as it was. Well, as things are going on the earth now, like I says in the last reasoning, evil is out in the open for everyone to observe who have eyes to see. Even those who are not seeking for what is right, I say. It should be obvious that what I and I has been saying in the firehouse for a very long time is going to be made clear to you very soon. Well, it's been made clear now for those who have eyes to see. But the system, I don't like to call it the system, the shit system that has been operating on earth for I don't know how long, is a corrupted and evil system. That means it's a system that is based on evil, not on what is right and correct. And the people that operate these systems now are the one who are, instead of calling them evil, let's just call them negative beings. The one that run the system. Now it will be obvious as well in this time who run the system. You have a system where, let's say, the democratic part of the system is controlled by those who we call politicians. I love to call them politricksters. These are the individuals, I say, who make up politics and business and so forth. They're always well dressed. The reason for them being well dressed is that because the system is evil or corrupted, they have to pretend to be good. You see what I mean? Because this evil is a shadowy thing, so it's hiding behind the appearance of goodness. On the other side now, you have the religious part of the shit system. Now these men are no different from the politricksters. They are tricksters as well. And they're always well groomed, well presented, well dressed. And is always pretending to be dead humble and dead good. These individuals endorse everything that the political do. If you elect a president to go and swear on their Bible, or their word, take their oath, no queen can be crowned or anything without these, baptizing them or saying some word what they would call to sanctify. But these religious people, the outside one I'm on about, they are part of the shit system. Hence the fact now, like I'm saying it to you now, about some of the double standard. Some of you who are observing what is happening, you have the Americans as an example. In Syria, there was backing the rebels. Amongst these same rebels was the ISIS. But they never care because their intention was to overthrow the Syrian government. For what reason, I don't know, because every government that I have seen them overthrown, like Saddam, Gaddafi, the Taliban in Afghanistan, all they've bring to these countries is death and destruction. I don't know why anyone want to bring democracy to anyone when all you're going to do is to bring death and destruction on them. For trying to get rid of Assad, they have already killed over 150,000 people. And yet still, America is calling still to arm these rebels in Syria, while now they're starting to bomb them in Iraq, the same people that they're arming in Syria. They are now fighting against in Iraq. I don't know how anyone can look at America as a responsible country when, for instance, in the Ukraine there is I say some really viciousness taking place against the east of Ukraine, where they are telling you now that these people are Russian separatists, and they are allowing the Ukrainian government to use heavy weaponry on these individuals, claiming that they are Russian separatists. And no one in Europe or in the European Parliament is calling for any sanction on the Ukraine. They're calling for sanction on Russia. You see what I mean? So America cannot be relied on. Well, when I say no one on the planet, any of these governments, because they all satanic and evil forces in it. You know? So America, anyone, you can't expect America, Britain, France, or all these countries to behave in any civilized manner. Because the beings that are running the system haven't got a clue what civilized behavior is. You know what I mean? Because the shit system is based on evil. Democracy is hypocrisy. You know what I mean? They are not exporting anything good. They can't export anything good because the system is based against the, I won't call it God then, because I know people get a bit funny when you say God. Their system is based against nature's law. You see, out here in the wild, in the unseen wild, there is a law, and we are supposed to follow this law, to be in tune. They're out of tune. You see what I mean? They've been out of tune, like I say, from whenever time they set up this shit system. But it was always in the shadows. It was always hidden, if you know what I mean. But now it's not hidden. It's out in the open. Like I'm telling you, all your religious leaders are complicit in this evil. The outer one. That's why they can keep silent. If there was any man, if there was men of honor and righteousness, I say, the political man would have had the whole lot of them in some dungeon or some prison, just to keep them silent or kill them. You know what I mean? For the very fact that they wouldn't stop speaking out against the injustice of the system. But no, the religious man is not going to speak out against the system, because this now is this game is a mind game. If you understand what I mean. They're playing a mind game on you. So what you are observing in the physical is caused by a game being played in the mind. You see what I mean? We are prisoners of the mind, if you know what I mean. And we have to escape from this mind, or escape from those who are entrapping us in the mind. You know what I mean? The chief, well, for those who are religious anyway, what trap religious people in the mind, all of them, is the religious man presenting a leader to them. I usually call their leader a superstar, where the moralists tell the flock that, listen, you know, like how a sheep would follow a shepherd. that because you are a sheep, yeah, you don't know your own way, so you must follow this shepherd. This shepherd will know the way, because God sent this shepherd to shepherd you. That is the basic story of these outside religious men. So they are the ones now who are telling people that that God sent Jesus and He sent prophets and He sent. But those who are corrupted do not know God. They can pretend to know God, just like how they can pretend to be good people by dressing well, you know? Behind a nice smile, lovely white teeth and everything, not like the fire without any teeth. They can dress well and mask their deceit behind goodness. You see what I mean? But that is only a pretense. So it's the same way with the religious man who you see being all humble and lighting candle. He's just acting, because he doesn't know the truth. He can't know the truth because he's part of the shit system. And that's the reason why he's got to rely on a book. All bookmen, books, yeah, are what they use to keep your mind locked in a certain, because if you're following the book, it's like you're following the shepherd, because you are not using your own intelligence as it was. You see what I mean? So they get you to follow the book. You see, the book that they write as well, not, they will tell you that God write it, but God is not a writer. Man write books. Okay, men can get inspiration. As an example, I get inspiration and I write a book. But if I was a wise man and I write a book, once I finish write the book, that book is not wisdom, it's just knowledge. You see what I mean? But you can go and take the knowledge and turn it back into wisdom. Even when I'm speaking, once the word come out of my mouth and enter the atmosphere, if you are not on the way to searching for what is right and correct, all it is, these words that are coming out of my mouth are only knowledge to you. Because once they come out of my mouth, enter the atmosphere, it switch from wisdom to knowledge. For those who don't, so for those who don't know, it is like somebody giving you a recipe. You must now go and put the recipe into practice to see how it works. See what I mean? So the knowledge can be refined back into wisdom, but you have to put it into practice. You see what I mean? So these now, they don't know wisdom, they know knowledge. You see what I mean? And that knowledge, like I'm saying, you can only gain. I'm not about the knowledge in the Bible or the Quran or whatever. Whatever it is knowledge. But you can only refine this knowledge back into wisdom if you, like I'm saying, read the truth and then go and put it into practice yourself. That's the only way that you can get the wisdom from it. You see what I mean? Then you won't have to be just talking knowledge, is it? But if you don't know any wisdom, all you are going to do now is read what somebody else get their inspiration and write down. You are a human being yourself. Why can't you get inspiration, and if you're a writer, write things down? Why do you have to keep repeating about John said it, Muhammad said it, Jesus said it, whoever said it, Like I tell you before, they say what they have to say and they're not here anymore. They're off the stage, as it was, My brethren, the mighty equalizer, Mr. Death, and his wife, Mrs. Death, has removed them from the stage of life. You know what I mean? So now it's your turn. What is the point of you coming here now and keep reading what somebody else say? Well, because I am a madman, like I say now, hear it from the firehouse now. Personally speaking, when I was born onto this planet here now, I don't really care what my mother believed, my father, my grandfather, my ancestors. I don't care. You see, that's why with me now, I don't beg friend. I don't borrow them or buy them. And I mean that whether it's whether it's my family or black men, white men, you know what I mean? So in other words then, I don't beg friend of no one. Black, white, male, female. You see what I mean? So I don't have to compromise with them. What I speak is what I know myself. Not what I find out from my grandmother, or maybe what my ancestor tell me, or what I've read somewhere. I've read lots of things and hear lots of things. But what I am repeating are what I know myself, what I have found out in life through my own experience. So through my own experience, what I've found out then, I am willing then to stick by what I know before God, man, devil and everything, if you know what I mean. And rely on my word. So when I'm speaking, I ain't going to speak the word of what I hear they say Jesus or Buddha or Socrates or any man. When I am firing my words as if you see out here in the jungles of Congo here we have plenty land and we are used to farming. growing enough stuff. So I am a man who grow my own lyrics, my own words, you know what I mean? I don't rely on no holy books that has ever been written, and no master who has ever said anything. You know what I mean? That you just have to just rely on what you know yourself. So whatever I am speaking is what I know myself. If I don't know something, I just say I don't know it, innit? Like I don't know how life starts on earth. I have no idea. You know, there's millions of things that I don't have no idea about. But the things that I don't have any idea about, I don't worry about them, because that's God's business. I have my own business. You see what I mean? And my business is I am living, breathing, like I'm telling you. And I have a choice. I can either be positive or negative. I've chosen to be positive. Now, because I've chosen to be positive, like I'm telling you, I have reached the 9th level of understanding. When you reach the 9th level of understanding, you don't have to believe anything. You just know them. You see what I mean? So I am not believing that God never sent Jesus. I know that God could not send Jesus. You understand what I mean? Because we are here to make a choice. God cannot tell us what to do and how to do it, because He already gave us the free will to choose between positive and negative. So why, you can't send anybody. God hasn't got the power then, if you want to put it that way, to send anyone. It's so bloody stupid. If God sent Jesus, who send us? No, God don't send anybody. The people that are saying that God sent are the, what do I call them now? Those religious pretenders. Because they are the one who follow prophets and saints. They don't know God, they believe in God. And they have to believe in God. Why? Because they are not living honestly. So that's why they have to rely on believe and forever repeat in the. It's just total hypocrisy, really. For people to be gathered around, like I say, in any form of building, lighting candle and reciting and having mask and singing. It's just total hypocrisy. It's no difference from how the religious men are behaving. Pretending to be good when they are not good. You know what I mean? The system is corruption then. They call it corruption. But it's evil. So it needs evil for it to work. If goodness comes, it's finished, isn't it? So they have to constantly go around the place and create trouble and vileness. You see what I mean? And deceit. So the religious man is just part of the deceit. You see what I mean? To keep the mind in captive, where they literally telling you that, oh, you have to go this way. Don't go that way. This way, God has sent a man, and God said, this is the way. What you are thinking or what you feel, or if your mind object to what we are saying, it's because you are a blasphemer or something like that. Then or you are antichrist. They like to frighten people. It's just like how the Jews are frightening people with them. If you say anything about how they are behaving, not the Jews really, the Zionists. Zionism and Judaism is two different things. But the Zionists now, if you say anything about how they are behaving, they say, oh, anti-Semitic. They use this to cover up their, because they claim, what happened to them in 1942 or in that period of time was one of the worst crimes that has ever happened to humanity. You see, so through that now, they can use that now to carry out all kind of vile behavior. I say it was a black flag operation, similar thing like how the American blow up their own buildings and blame it on others and use that to cause war on people and shoot them with drones and everything, you know what I mean? When no one attack these devils, can you understand? No one is there to create the trouble, to sustain the shit steam. So right now, like I'm saying, they're pushing up onto Russia over there. They are allowing Ukraine to kill countless people in the east, by just saying, no, the Ukrainian government have a right to do this. These are just Russian separatists. The other president before this one that was in run away to Russia, he never called out the army and his people. And the West was threatening him as well, that he should make sure that this don't happen. But now they are not threatening this government that has come in and is doing the very same thing that they was threatening the other president with. No one is in the Ukraine is crying out. You know what I mean? About the people who have been killed. I've seen a house in Ukraine where in the east. Yesterday I seen it on my television where a house get bombed and 5 people get suffocated in the cellar of that house. Mr. Obama never see that death. If I see it in the jungles of Congo here, surely Obama and Cameron must have seen them deaths. And surely they must have feel it and want to cry out. You know? Just like how you are busy now, say you're running into Iraq to save the Azaris, or the Christians who ISIS has got running all over the place. I say the very same negative force that you create. But you are running off there now to bomb and save them. Don't you think that you should be trying to help the people of Ukraine who are under the same kind of bombardment? You know what I mean? Bombs are bombs. You know? And hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians have to run and leave their houses. And no one is saying it. No, America is not crying out about this. When the plane gets shot down over Ukraine, America is a country that got all kind of sophisticated radar, satellite in the sky and everything. These people must have an idea or must have seen something on the satellite. Why don't you publish it? Or show the world? Are you running around saying Russia's done it? If you've got the evidence, why don't you reveal the evidence? That yes, it was the Russian or it was the Russian separatists like you claim. Because the West has run to blame Russia. You know it's them. It's the West who's organized it. Just like they organized the overthrow of the president in the Ukraine. The West and Britain and all these goons, devils, organize it. And now that government that they've put in are murdering people in the east of Russia, in the east of Ukraine, calling them Russian separatists. I've seen grandmothers, children, grandfathers dying. You want to kill off people and claim that they're Russian separatists. You know what I mean? Just like how, excuse me, just like how the Israelis are bombing human beings on the Gaza Strip, claiming that they are Palestinian. It's only the evil on the planet that has divided us as human beings into different categories of Israelis, Palestinian, Jews. So that allow one side to now murder at will. Like if an American get killed, yes, how American get killed. So what about when African get killed or Chinese or blood clot Japanese? The whole planet don't rise up in it because you don't feel it because it's like another race. But that's how they've got your mind twisted. Because there's only one race on the planet, human beings. That's what the creative energy created. But man is a creator as well, so he created the division. And now he's got you all into different races. So those other brothers over there can be murdering those other brothers, you know, and claiming that they're Palestinian and are the Arabs, are the, you know. Because you are convincing your stupidity, that we are different in it. Or you are convinced that you are superior. I don't know who convinced people that if you was riding in a body and the body have blue eye and blonde hair, that make you, that somehow that could qualify you as being superior. Or even if you make some rocket that go to the blood clot moon or some other knowledgeable things, that don't make you superior. Because no wicked man can be superior. You understand what I mean? And no one is superior anyway. But what I'm saying, wicked men cannot be superior. You know? Because you come and you think that you are the scientist and you are this and you have done this, you have done that. You have done fuck all. Because whatever you've done, all you've done is lead humanity into destruction. Like you can see you approaching now. So you haven't done nothing. You see what I mean? You never discover who you are. You don't know who you are. You just, all of these, like I'm telling you, politicians and religious people, all of them in politics are sick people. Your leaders are, because it's them who run the evil system, innit? You can see them all in suit and tie. Anyone that you see waving a flag, waving and, you know, because all these leaders now, they're so patriotic with the flag, innit? They serve patriotism. You know, they are loyal to it. And these devils, if you go against their system, they will kill you and say you are a traitor. A traitor to what? To evil? That's why some men I say in World War I, they die as prisoners of conscience. You see what I mean? Rather than follow the evil shit stem. You know what I mean? They kill them and call them traitors. But how can you be traitor to an evil system? You should be resisting evil, not joining it. You know what I mean? Better you die under evil. Better you let the evil kill you than join the evil, because you can only die once and you can't die anyway with spirit, you know, so you don't have to be afraid. You know what I mean? You don't have to be afraid of them, even if they're going to kill you. I do have to be I do have to be afraid of no motherfucker, even if you come to kill I and I. You see what I mean? Because all you can do is kill my body. You can't touch the spirit. And like I say, I don't know what would happen to you anyway. You just tie yourself up into eternal darkness. You see what I mean? But now is the time, like I say, where the gloves are off. This is one of the most exciting time, I reckon, for a human being to be alive. Yes, man. Because now you have a lot of opportunity now to change your ways, or at least to see evil working out in the open. You know what I mean? To listen to Obama and all these people, because whenever they talk, they can't talk any sense. The only reason why you're not hearing is just like if somebody, right? I say if the eyes and ears are not open, and when I speak, they will not understand. You see, because something in them, the internal ears are not open. Well, it's the same way when wicked men are speaking. If your ears are not open, you can't hear them proper. So you might even think, oh yeah, what he said is good there. You know what I mean? But if your ears was open, you think, what the fuck's he on about, this idiot? You know what I mean? Because they can't speak any sense. And when they speak, they tell you who they are and how stupid they are as well. Because in this dimension, you cannot hide. When you are speaking, you're telling people who you are. Well, you're telling the awakened, or you're telling a ninth grade general then. When a human being open them out and speak, they tell me who they are. It's as if we was walking on a road. Because in life there's only two roads, you know. The positive one and the negative one. So you are either speaking from that road or that road. So anyhow you speak, I know if you are on that road or that road, isn't it? It's not rocket science to figure it out. It's simple. Because you don't have to figure out many things. So if you was awake, when politricksters speak, you would know that they're only talking bullshit, because they haven't got any morality about them, you know what I mean? And because they lack morality now, that's why they have to pretend to be moral. You see what I mean? So they are criminalizing what they would call drugs or ganja, but they are the criminal themselves. Imagine you come to the jungles of Congo here, yeah? And you see the herb growing. And you decide now that this herb is illegal. A herb that you cannot make the seed in. You never created, yeah? Then now you run in the bush and put some other concoction together, I say. And next minute you come up with something that you call beer or alcohol, yeah? And you give it to your sheep to drink and have them giddy. And say that that is legal. and have your sheep now running all over the place and doing all. The sheep learn to fight, killing one another and behaving in all kind of silly manner. And you says that this is legal. And yet you come in nature and ban what you find in nature. Now, what kind of a mind would do that? Of course, one mind that is twisted and vile, you know, or one mind that is trying to pretend to the gullible that it is doing something good. But you can't do good for me. I will do good for my own self. You see what I mean? But because of the shit steam that we are living under, that I'm saying, all these kind of things go on, and we just accept these things as if we are dummies. Another drink of water. But if you don't wake up in this time, like I'm saying, it's like the Titanic, you are going to go down with it. Because this thing is going down. That's why now, like I'm telling you, evil is not in the shadows anymore. It's right out in the open. You see what I mean? We've reached a stage of evil, like I tell you. There are stages in negativity, I repeat them already. You have the number 2 stage. Well, the number 2 stage is the real negativity. That's a neutral negativity. That's the negativity that is within ourselves. The master negative one himself. He is the number 2. He is not taking part in action. He put negativity into our mind, as it was, to give us the choice between positive and negative. The first field of negativity is number 4. The second is number 6. And the last is number 8. Well, these now has arrived in the 8th stage of negativity. In the 8th stage, like in the 4, they conceal themselves. And in the 6th, try their best not to let the gullible sheep realize that they are the one playing the game, as it was. You know what I mean? But when they arrive in the 8th, they don't care. Because as far as they are concerned, these sheep are dumbed down enough now not to even, you know, you can just do the evil in the face. They won't recognize it anyway. So we are in the stage where we say, well, it's like they say about homosexuality. They are coming out of the closet. So now evil is coming out of the closet. No more closet, you know. So those who have eyes to see should be able to see. Even the blind should be able to recognize and think, bloody hell, I never know that that's how things work. You know what I mean? but now you should be able to see, yes, this is how things work here. You know what I mean? And how and why does it have to work that way? It is working that way because the beings who are running it are dishonest. Because we have a choice, innit? They choose not to be honest beings and set up an alternative law to the law. You see what I mean? But obviously their law is not the law, so they're always running around making amendment to the law and introducing new law here. And because wicked man cannot create law. You understand? Wicked man cannot. It's like they're telling you, how can you, as an example, we are living on earth now, and through newspaper, news, computer, we can see certain news now. You've seen for yourself that like say as an example that America bring democracy to Libya, kill Colonel Gaddafi, bring democracy. So much people has never died in Libya since they bring democracy there. They bring it to Iraq. So many people has never died. Saddam has never killed so many people until they bring hypocrisy. You see what I mean? What is democracy? Why don't people ask what is democracy? And then when you question it, you'll find out that it's nothing. It doesn't mean anything. It's just something that evil men hide behind to let you feel that, oh yes, democracy will solve your problem and it's some good. It hasn't solved the problem of the West or America. You know what I mean? They say America is one of the richest country on the planet. So it might be so, but it has some of the most poorest people in the world as well. And some of the highest population of my brothers in prison. They get rich off them going to prison. The prison system, everything is a business, isn't it? Your police system is a business. The army is a business. The prison system is a business. The court system is a business. It's all set up to make money. The church system is a business. The mass, everything is business. You know? I mean, okay, some of them declare that they're business, and some of them are hiding, masking, like still on the 4th level of negativity and 6th level, pretending that they are doing, they're not doing business, they're doing God work. But it's all business. You know, if it wasn't business, like I'm saying now, since as evil comes so much out into the open now, you think now the Pope, like I'm saying, the man would be making some serious speech about the wickedness that is going on. But that's not what you'll find from the Pope. You'll find that anywhere he visit, all the head of state come and kiss his hand. Why would you want to kiss a man's hand? You know what I mean? If Obama go and see him, they're glad to see him. Why is the Pope glad to see these head of state? Why? He should be speaking against negativity as God's soldier on earth has gone to him then. Since as when God's soldier come and leave Peter in charge, and ever since then they are following up this tradition. But he don't look like a very worthy soldier. None of them ever has. Because none of them have ever speak vehemently against the system that they live under. They cooperate with the system. That's why the system obliges them so much. They don't have to pay taxes and those things, as far as I know. Because they are doing a very good job for the shit steam. They run the shit steam. Because the shit steam cannot do anything without them endorsing it. You see what I mean? They are following, they go and the shit steam, these religious, not the religious, the political tricksters think that the religious man can save them. So they go to them and pray to them and give them whatever. You see what I mean? So the religious man is a dangerous man. The religious man, like the Pope and them, they are more dangerous than the political man. Because they are more hidden, you see, they are hiding behind God. You see, and people have faith and, you know, hope in God and things. So they put trust in these people. But they are the vilest soul that has ever come out of pussy. Like people like who run the outward form of religion. Because they are hypocrite. How can you run religion like I say? How can you be God worker, soldier on earth, and you can't speak no truth yourself? You have to read it. Or forever, you know, acting humble, you know. You never, the Pope would never get fucking angry and say, what the fuck? You know, what's this unnecessary killing of human beings? We're all fucking brothers and sisters. You think you'd hear that come out of the Pope? Because he'll think they are trying to pretend that somebody who is godly can never swear. Because swearing is a bad thing. It's better to fucking swear than to pretend to be a hypocrite. Pretending is swearing. You know? Those who pretend like as if they're godly, they are swearing. They are the worst. You know what I mean? When I swear, because I love to swear, I say, swearing is like when you're cooking. And you add your spices and you season that pepper up the food. You know what I mean? You can't just think that, oh, because you're a godly man, what is swearing? Your swearing can either be positive or negative. So you can swear at somebody rudely then. But you could be on somebody, in conversation, you can be talking and swearing. It doesn't mean that it's anything aggressive or rude. The word cannot hurt you, you know what I mean? So you wouldn't find those kind of hypocrites. They, like I say, they will swear. But they won't do no swearing in public because they are pretending to be good. And those who pretend to be good are not good. They are hypocrites. You see what I mean? Pretenders are hypocrites. So those people, like I'm telling you, who are believers then in God, all believers in God are hypocrites. Because you are not supposed to believe in God, you are supposed to know God. And there's ways and means of knowing God. Just like there's ways and means of training and getting yourself fit. If you want to know God, you must make correction to the wrongs that you are doing. Who knows? You know the wrong that you are doing. Stop them. That's how you know God. You don't know God by going in the bush there up, say you're going on a pilgrimage. You know what I mean? You know God by taking action, correcting the faults that you know within your own being. If you don't do that, you are going to die ignorant. You see what I mean? But the law don't care, you know, whether we die ignorant or not. We have a choice. The law is the law. You can do what you want, really. Like I say, you can choose to say there is no fucking God. It's not as if God is going to cry, you know what I mean? People don't understand God. God is neutral. You must think that God is an energy that is there crying and worrying about what's going to happen to you and what you're going to do. No, it doesn't care. Because you are the one with the choice. You must choose. So if you choose for God to teach you, God will teach you. But if you don't choose for God to teach you, what do you think God's going to do? Cry? No. No, there's no sentiment in God. Jah is a neutral energy. Just like how the devil is a neutral energy. You know, devil don't care what you do either. We are the one who's got the choice. Only two roads. Where do we want to go? This way or that way? Are we going to focus on the physical life that we can see in front of us and build ourselves and do whatever we can to build ourselves a mansion and have X amount of money and diamond and gold or whatever? Or are we going to focus on the internal one that we cannot see and build whatever we need to build in the internal, in the invisible? Because the way life is paradoxical. Whatever you are building and saving up on the outside there, you will have to leave it when the general come for you, Mr. Death. He's the one that control in a Congo here. When he come for you, whatever you build on the land you have underneath it, you will have to leave. So wouldn't it be nice then that if you construct something in the invisible, in the mind level, because you won't believe in the mind, you'll be taking it when you go with it. You see what I mean? So we are actually not supposed to store up treasures on the earth. You see what I mean? That's the part I live with. No, we are supposed to store up treasures within. Because when you go in, you know, okay, you can't see it, but don't forget, you know, we are going to leave the seen and enter the unseen. So we are supposed to really store up whatever we are storing up in the unseen. You know? That doesn't mean that you shouldn't have a house and live comfortably in the seen. But I'm just saying you should not do certain things to acquire certain things in the seen. Because these things you'll have to leave when you enter the unseen. Because when Mr. Death come for you, that's where you're going. You are going to enter the unseen world. But you can enter it because we are in the unseen world here right now. You know. We live in the seen and the unseen. I tell you, everything is double-sided. Positive, negative, in, out. You see, unseen, unseen. So yeah, you can see my body, but you can't see my spirit because it's living in the unseen world. You see what I mean? So in the unseen world now is where you have to free yourself, because that's where the mind is. You understand? Whatever is out is in, so you are a little miniature universe, like I would say then. See me? So in you have the sun and the moon. You are on the moon. The moon is your mind. That is where that's what can be either positive or negative. Now you must make this mind full. And you do this by clearing out the negativity that is within the mind, which you know what it is. Then when you clear the negativity out of the mind now, the light of the sun that is within will enter into the mind. Just like when the moon is full, you see, it's reflecting the light of the sun. You see what I mean? So the light, that sun that you see outside is within all human being who has ever lived. All you little idiots who talk about your Jesus and Muhammad and whatever, you should have known about this one that I'm telling you about, because this one was in those men that you are on about. You call this one conscience. He's been in every being who has ever moved and upon creation. Far superior, because if any being at all know anything of any understanding about the laws of the one, it must have been conscience who teach it to them, because that's the only teacher of what is right and correct. Just like how the sun is the only shiner of light in this dimension. Within the psyche of human beings, the one is the only shiner of light. Because the mind cannot create light, it is a receiver of light. You see what I mean? So no mind can be what you call enlightened unless they receive the light of my master. Terrible and dreadful one, Rastafari, himself the High General. If you don't like that name, well, call the one Conscience, Allah, Jehovah, the way, the light, the truth. Call the one whatever you want to name. It's all names. Names is irrelevant to the fact. You see what I mean? Now, is it, when I'm telling you that it's a fact, just like how you see the sun, I am saying that this light within is a fact. I can say that because I've seen it myself, so I know. And I'm a man who only talk about the things that I know. You see what I mean? So I know for 1 trillion billion, upon a lot of trillion percent, that this one that I have seen is inside every human being who ever come out of pussy. Irrespective of who you want to say they are, you know. Whether the boy was Jesus, man. We don't blood clot care Rasta. You don't see me? Who give a fuck? This is what I'm trying to drive into the human being. You must understand that in the 9th level, the soldier that is there, don't give a fuck about anyone who you want to claim that they was Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, the fucking archangel and what kind of different kind of angel. We don't give 2 fucks. All we care about is what is right and correct and truthful and honest. You see what I mean? And that is not a person or any fucking angel. We don't care about them. We just care about what is right and truthful. You see what I mean? Now, this one within man is right and truthful. And this one that I'm telling you about, no fucker can learn any truth unless my master teach it to them. Otherwise, they are fucking dummies. And they are beings living in darkness. Because the only way you're going to come out of the dark is unless my master lead you out of it. You see what I mean? Only by following your conscience can you get out of darkness. And every man can do that because the master is within all. You see what I mean? There's never been any master like I'm telling you. That's why I'm a 9th grade general, because I come to destroy all fucking masters. Destroy all the 9th grade general himself. See what I mean? I'm a mad fucking lion. When we come about, we don't deal with any personality whatsoever. Even the one that is speaking. You are supposed to not pay any attention to me who is fucking firing the lyrics, you know. Because I am nobody, I'm just a man like you. You should pay attention to the one who is within you. The one who speaks to all human beings silently from within. Or prompt them to do the right thing, yet they ignore that one. That's the motherfucker who you want to be listening to. Not me. Because I am not the teacher. I can tell you, I'm just a reflector. A dangerous fucking reflector though. Because even though when you reflect in the light, if you use the sun and reflect the light into somebody's eyes, you can blind them. You understand? So my words will destroy any human being, like I'm saying, who stand against the will of the one. And any who don't stand against the will of the one, all they can do is agree with the truth because they know it's the truth. You can't fight the truth because it's coming out of my mouth. You want to fight it because you think it's coming out of the mouth of a black man. The truth don't give a fuck whose mouth it come out of. That's another thing, you know. Because like I tell you, you are the one who separate up yourself into different categories and different groups. Or was it your master that do it to you? But in the 9th level now, no one can do anything. Because in the 9th level, like I'm telling you, go and check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When you reach there, the one must return. So I only teach about the blood clot one. You don't hear me going on about what Jesus said, Moses, Buddha. I don't give a fuck what anybody say. I and I alone wipe the slate clean as it was and start from teaching the teaching of the one, irrespective of what was taught before by any being. You see what I mean? Because we in firehouse and no soul anywhere in any dimension at all can test a fire general. It's not a brag, you know. It's just that when you reach the 9th house, the light itself returns. So you can't test the light no matter who you are. And if the light train a soldier, like I'm telling you, because I have seen the one, it's the one himself who trained me then. If you, directly and reveal himself to me, that means I'm one of the most dangerous motherfucker who has ever moved in creation. When I say dangerous, I will spit the truth at you. Very, very hot. And the real truth as well, you know what I mean? Because I know the one. No, people don't like me because of that. Or they don't like the words that I speak. You know, but they are just taking things personally. I don't speak anything personal. You see what I mean? Because like I tell you, I don't beg friends or borrow them or buy them. So I don't care what black, white, family, anyone want to think. You know what I mean? I'm a general. From I was a kid, I was like that anyway. That means God was guiding me before I know what was happening fully. You know, from I was born, I never like injustice. You know? I noticed certain injustice in Jamaica when I never liked them. I never like anyone who think that they are better than anyone. It is an insult to my integrity as a human being to be born and then realize that some people don't like me just because of my skin. Hey, I am a sensitive man. Them things that hurt me down to my bone. Just man. The ignorance of that, no, sure. Just that alone is enough for my blood to be boiling. That any man could think like that. And furthermore, even when I look into these religious idiots' ways, you know, they wouldn't even pretend that, a black man, you know, God wants send a black man. No, there's no representation. Because all they want to prove is that I am an inferior human being. So God don't work with me then. You know? My kind then. Because my kind has never been any blood clot prophet. You know? They could have been slave that prophet come and free. You know? Prophet come and free them and say, oh, we free you. But like I said, no man could ever free me. And only God alone could free me. I wouldn't accept freedom of no human being. My grandmother used to say, you're too damn rank. Well, I'm still rank and feisty. So no human being could give me my right. You know? Just like how I am. None of them could tell me how to think. No one at all. The energy I find that can convince me or tell me how to think, and I agree 1 billion trillion % is my own conscience. Yeah, because I am in daily communication with that, you know. That's why I can never get lonely. I live on my own or I'm on my own, but I can't get lonely. Because if I'm on my own, I'm a man who is busily chatting to myself, laughing to myself like a madman, you know. Me and myself can have enough conversation. Or me and the devil that is within me as well. Depends, you know. We have choice. We can be meditating with Jah, we can be meditating with the devil. Make no difference. I am comfortable with both energies. Because it's a learning thing, innit? And I love learning. You see what I mean? So I'm comfortable learning with myself. And when you are comfortable learning with yourself now, this is what will open your eyes to the deceit that we are living under. So you can identify the polytricksters or the religious idiots that just have people as sheeps. And if you try and release these sheepish people as well, more than likely they will attack you. You know, I get very angry because you can't say nothing against their superstar that God has sent. In no way you can convince them now that no. Nothing don't go like that, my friend. It can't go like that. You let the religious man tell you to have faith. But faith can be blind. And believers' faith is blind. Because when you believe something that you don't know, that's exactly what it is. Blind faith, innit? And believers, if you was a knower, you wouldn't believe, would you? So from that alone, you know that all believers are blind. But will they accept this? No. And they know in their heart as well, you know, that they are hypocrites. When they hear the word and you tell them that, listen, the reason why you are a believer is because you are doing some things that are not honest and truthful within their heart. They know you're telling them the truth, but they will deny it. And carry on with their goddamn pretense. You see what I mean? But trust me, before God and man, if you are in a belief, because nothing wrong with being a believer, you know, because we are, in a way, we never born, we are not born knowers then. So we have to believe in is a thing that we are a road that you could say we all walk on. Because before we know something, we might believe it. Fair enough. But you can't go on all the days of your life believing something. You have to prove whether it's true or not, innit? But the religious goons now, get them to sit down and hang on to the belief until they die. Tell them to have faith in it. Not telling them that, listen, this is a dimension, positive and negative, see? So faith, you can either have positive faith or negative faith. You can have faith in what you know. You know, like me have faith in my walking stick here, you know. Say, yeah. It's not going to break if I hold it here. Yeah, me have faith, you know. Because I know that. So I can have that faith. Well, I'm not going to have faith in something that I don't know. I've never touched and felt, you know what I mean? It's just not possible in my mindset. But for some reason now, the believers now, people convince them to have faith that Jesus was born of a virgin birth. For what reason would you need a man to be born of a virgin birth when people already know the truth within themselves already? Because we know the truth already. So if we know the truth in ourselves, right, what is God doing letting somebody be born of a virgin birth? To tell us what? What is he going to tell us? Before he was born, man was on the earth already, with the freedom, with free will. He never bring free will into humanity. They fucking had it already. My ancestors and all around and other ancestors around the planet had fucking free will before 2,000 years ago when they claimed that this man was born. So what the fuck did he bring? Because God can't tell you what to do, so he couldn't send him to tell us fuck all. Because God can't, like I'm saying, we're here now, the choice is between good and bad. But God cannot tell us that we must choose good, because that's not his business, that's ours. The choice is up to us. Now you don't think that God knows this from the fucking beginning. Now if God knows that from the beginning, what the fuck is he doing sending his only son? I say 2,000 years ago. That's just the religious man telling this bullshit story. Because he's the one that conceived it, like I say, when Constantine called the meeting and they had in Nicaea 325 and they get together and come up with this bullshit about Jesus Christ, the Son of God. You want to see a Son of God? There he is in the sky. You want to see another one? The other one is your conscience within you. It's within both male and female. Your little Jesus was just a little man. That's if the brother exists, you know. The brother don't exist, but if he must exist, he must just a little one man, one place. Conscience have not the ability. Conscience is in male and female everywhere. Hear what? We're going to reel out and fire out on a fasting because my brother just signal that we are rapidly running out of time. So reel out, fade out and fire out from the firehouse. Rastafari, live it and reign it in the heart of all human beings. Fire!